Another episode of Channel 914. I'm your host, as always, Reld Allen. And today I have two more guests. Very, very illustrious. I got a borderline celebrity in the building. Not even borderline. Let me not even be disrespectful. Not borderline, like a for real, like Chicago celebrity in this bitch. Miss Emerald Green.
Give thanks. Thank you for having me, having us. Here we go.
and your husband, Mr. Billy.
Billy Hoffa.
Billy
Peace
Hoffa,
to the guys,
Billy.
you know.
Peace to the guys. Absolutely. Yeah, man. And we are here. We got a bit of a kind of a special episode. You know, with 420 coming up. All the smokers, all the people that enjoy a good, high-quality cannabis.
Indeed.
We have the owners of Strangfruit Premium in this bitch.
Ooh.
Premium, yes,
See him branded out. You know what I'm saying? Got the nice jacket, got all the swag on. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
The logo, the 420 on the sleeve, the slogan for the sophisticated smoker. You can get these only at our 420 pop-up.
Only? Oh, okay. So those gonna be for sale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. So, a little background first, man. So, when did y'all first get into being cannabis entrepreneurs?
So I mean we're both long time cannabis connoisseurs.
Okay.
But you know, around the time when they started talking about the possibility of cannabis being recreationally legal in Illinois, you know, we got interested in it and started doing our research. And you know, you mentioned John Day Scott.
Yeah.
We used to do a podcast back in the day, and we actually had her on there, and she totally schooled us, you know. So
Yeah, she got hella knowledge.
You know,
Shout out to John Day.
we just decided that we wanted to get involved, and we started, you know, going to different events and collecting knowledge. And then it just so happened, you know, we also had a plug come in our life.
Oh.
Right around that same time.
Look at God.
You know, look at God. So yeah, that's kind of how we got started. Even before we were Strangefruit, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
2020 came and the world stopped. So me as an artist, I had to make a mean pivot. And this was the perfect pivot. It was all timing.
Yeah.
And so,
And niggas needed smoke during that time.
who did they?
Yeah.
Man.
And I couldn't go nowhere to perform. I couldn't, you know, my
Yeah.
whole industry had stopped. So I had to come up with a plan B. And this was the pivot, the cannabis industry, because Illinois just went Rex. So the cannabis industry was just like kind of like not wide open, but there. So
Yeah, because that was January 1st, 2020, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, we thought 420 was about to be.
and it was not.
It was not.
It was not.
Niggas,
There was not a lot
niggas
of
was inside.
Yes.
Fucked up the
face.
perfect. I was supposed to like 420 in 2020, man. That shit was supposed to be the biggest
Man.
smoke out ever in the history of
To
the
the
motherfucking
face.
world. And all that shit just went, man. So, and now here we are 3 years
Yeah,
later.
here we are, man.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all like heavy in the game right now. So I love the name. You know what I'm saying? But look, can y'all give me a little background about what made y'all choose that name? Like how y'all landed on that?
Yeah, so like I said, when we were kind of first getting our feet wet or whatever, we decided that we kind of wanted to brand what we were doing.
Right.
And, you know, still prepare ourselves to be involved in the legal game, but you know, we knew that might not be right around the corner. So we went with Strangefruit, which is an ode to Billie Holiday, of course.
Absolutely.
Her very, very popular song from the 1920s, one of the first revolutionaries, and what a lot of people don't know, she's one of the first victims of the war on drugs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Elaborate on that for the people that are ignorant. Can you?
You know, being an artist, Billie Holiday's story just really took to me because she was did wrong for basically telling the truth in her art. The government wanted to silence her in as many ways as possible. So they basically built a case, the United States of America versus Billie Holiday. And here you are, just this jazz singer singing what is ultimately the truth. And they come and put a case on you, you know, telling you, trying to mute you, sabotage you, all of these things. And here you are, this black woman in the 1920s. Like, so that's why it really comes to me with Billie Holiday, is because it's like she wasn't doing nothing but doing her art,
Right?
You know,
right.
and so many other things going on in the world. Meanwhile, we getting lynched. You know, she's singing about what's really happening.
That's strange fruit.
You know?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we getting lynched, but bypass all that. We gonna do whatever it takes to silence her, which is, you know, just what we still going through now.
Still happening right now.
That's why Strangefruit is the name of the company. And also just Strangefruit, also homage to our ancestors, and paying homage to the brothers that are Strangefruit that have gone down for cannabis crimes.
Big facts.
You know, who have been hung out to dry for cannabis crimes, nonviolent cannabis crimes that are getting booked for years for something now that you can go to a dispensary and buy. So that's what the Strangefruit is too. Pay homage to those that.
When you get a moment, audience, look up Harry Anslinger.
Okay.
Harry Anslinger.
Cocksucker of the day.
Cocksucker.
Yes, cocksucker of the day.
We can really get deep into it, but do your own research.
That's why I didn't want. I wanted to leave it level because it's like y'all, you know, it's deep. But that's the gist of it. The United States of America versus Billie Holiday was a real thing.
Right. Yeah. I believe because they I never saw it, but I believe they made a movie about that.
They did.
Yeah.
But you know, they did that Hollywood style.
Yeah, they ain't gonna tell you everything that happened.
No.
They're gonna tell you the real shit.
Right. It's a really good podcast called Through Line.
Yes, watch the Through Line on Billie Holiday.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll really give you some good insights to just how dirty America did her. And like I say, that's why it hit home with me, because I'm an artist, and it's just like, wow, you know, here you are just singing about the truth and what great lengths they go to silence you.
Yeah, and it's crazy though when you talk about that, because I mean now shit, 3 years in, Illinois has already had billions. You know what I'm saying? Worth of revenue from cannabis sales.
Yep.
They don't look like us.
Nah, but the people that look like us are still sitting in jail.
They haven't seen a slug. The ones, you know. There are a few recently. Shout out to Grasshopper.
Yeah, shout out Chicago Normal.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, Chicago Normal, who have finally been able to open their doors.
Facts.
But you know, it's not what they promised, and that was again one of the other reasons, because we was like, fuck that, we ain't gonna wait, man.
No.
We gonna try to get a license, but we starting our shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because survival of the fittest when it came to that. And again, you know, shout out all the people that didn't make it, that lost everything, lost fortunes, lost relationships, because, you know, they didn't have this type of backing. You know, people done put their whole 401k, retirement savings, all types of things in the midst.
From their relatives.
Yeah, all
trying
things
to get
in
on
the
and
midst
couldn't
with this promise and all of those things that failed. So, you know, God bless the child that got his own. So.
Yeah, man, because they had that whole social equity thing, you know, talking about, like, you know, they were supposed to be, like, really trying to, like, make things right and all that other shit. And here we are 3 years later, ain't nobody talking about none of that shit no more.
Not really.
Yeah, it was all kind of like a scam. And I really wanted to believe it, but I never.
We all did.
Yeah, but knowing the history of the state of Illinois, and how Illinois get down.
Facts. And shout out JB Pritzker though. I mean, it took somebody like that to finally come get the money. Yeah. You know, like, that's one thing I could say about it. Like, it took but he already come from money. Right. He knew. So that's one of the reasons he got in there and did and pushed that cannabis through.
Yeah, because he saw how much money he was gonna get
he saw
how much money that
we don't have, and how much money that was bringing in. So I give it to him for that. And, you know, bringing the whole czar and the lieutenant governor, she with all the smoke, literally. You know what I mean? So
literally with the
smoke. So I do mess with them on that level. When it comes to cannabis, they trying to now fix what they already messed up on. Yeah. They're trying to at least fix it.
They're at least trying to. We'll see.
Or
We'll
they
see,
trying to
but-
pretend like they fixing it, or they at
Yeah.
least putting the effort into fixing it. Because some states, like Cali, and
Oh,
people
yeah,
will
some
tell you
states
that
ain't even
Oh, yeah.
they just was like, "Hey, it is what it is.
what it is.
You know,
Yeah.
take your loss, your L, and go on fuck on about your business."
Basically.
But I do give it up for them for saying like, you know what, we did fuck up. Let's at least try to do what we can and fix it as best as we can. So
Yeah, I mean, and it's still, it's still new. Pretty much 3 years
is.
really
It
isn't
is.
a long time.
Very.
No.
It's
new.
a new industry. Everybody's still trying to figure it out. It's still technically federally illegal.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And,
It is.
and legislation is different in every state that
Exactly.
has it recreationally or medically legal. It's different. Everything is different, from the taxes to the way you get a dispensary license or some type of license.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really the Wild Wild West.
Man,
It is.
Joe,
It
and
is the Wild Wild West.
yeah, and so and everybody's like, obviously because Illinois gonna get their money, so taxes high as fuck
Taxes are ridiculous.
going into a dispensary. So that kind of like has discouraged a lot of people from even going to dispensaries.
Yep.
'Cause I don't think I've set foot inside of one.
Join the club.
You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
haven't been in one.
yeah, like not in the
I
state.
mean, and we said we were gonna go see them in the black family owned one they just did in Logan
gra-
School.
yeah.
Right. That's the grasshopper, right?
Grasshopper,
Yeah. So
We
I
gonna
did.
go
I did
see
say yeah.
Grasshopper.
Yeah. I want
But
to check that out.
everybody else, it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Hell no.
Them high ass bonds, people going to jail for having roaches in their ashtray, going to jail. The time that y'all wasted taking rolled up blunts to labs to take the weed out the blunt, to weigh that up, all that time and effort that y'all put into frying niggas, I'm gonna need that same time and effort the other way now.
Yeah.
Period. That's
No.
how you, because it's just like, man, y'all went out y'all way to getting your car towed for roaches.
I mean, but all of that is lucrative. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They tow your car, that's money to the state.
Yeah.
They put you in jail, that's money to the state.
A high ass bond for a blunt.
Money to the state.
Court costs.
All you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So I would like to believe that, morally they would just want to do the right thing. But I honestly, until they figure out a way where that shit is going to be profitable,
They ain't.
yeah, I don't see it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. But in that same token, just because there are so many people that have basically, because I know I'm not the only one. Most of the people I know don't go to dispensaries. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of serves more independent people such as
definitely.
yourselves. You know what I'm saying, to try to capitalize on that. So I'm just curious to like, how do y'all eventually, like, do y'all like a roadmap of what y'all see happening, and what do you want to happen?
So really, we are a black-owned cannabis brand.
Right.
The big service and the main service that we provide is mobile bud tending, right?
Okay.
There's not licensure for that yet.
Okay.
We hope eventually at some point in the future
Okay.
that does come along and we would jump all over it, because that's our niche right there.
Mobile bud tending.
Mobile bud tending, right? We pop up at people's parties, your
Events.
barbecue, your event. I mean, there are all types of, underground 420 cannabis events around the city that we do. Of course, we do our own events. Right. Sometimes it's just somebody want us at their event, but it's not necessarily a cannabis event. But of course, it is now when we come with, our setup.
Right. You turn it into one.
But yeah, so
Indeed.
we do 420 event planning also, and we got merch. But again, our main thing is mobile bud tending. And yes, we're going to go through the motions of applying for a dispensary now and maybe another license or two. But ultimately, if that comes along, that would be perfect.
Right. So y'all do eventually want to try to get to that space where you have like brick and mortar?
Yes.
Yes.
Because, I mean, that's the option right now.
Yeah. It's crazy. And it's interesting to see because, Chicago just got a new mayor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he from the west side. What?
I didn't realize he was from the west side.
He is. He's from the west side.
That's what's up.
It's gonna be
And
interesting.
it's crazy though, because it's really interesting to see when you talk about change. Because I didn't think he was gonna win. I voted for him. You know what I'm saying? I definitely voted for him because he's black. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it was because some of the stuff that was happening and just like the way the campaigns were going, Like I honestly didn't think.
It did seem
Vallis
it was going the
Yeah,
other way.
yeah, and then you got, you know what I'm saying, like and you had like all these black quote unquote leaders
jump off the bridge.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and that, but you know they got to check. You know what I'm saying, and I think, but the part that's kind of exciting to me is because, like, you know, Paul Vallis is definitely more representative of that kind of old Chicago political machine, right?
Yeah.
And
a daily flunky.
Yeah. And it seemed like all these other people were kind of falling in line.
Yep.
And even with a lot of the people that I talked to about it that look like us were basically just like, you know, well, Brandon Johnson ain't ready. He's not prepared. And it's crazy to think about it. So you rather give, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's got to do some on the job learning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got a job. You ain't know everything about the fucking job when you got on that bitch.
Facts.
But you learned once you got there.
Facts.
So it's just like, but you wouldn't rather give him a chance?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I felt the same way. Like it was certain shit, even with the shit with all the tickets and the fines and shit that came out days before the campaign, which is real fucking convenient.
Right.
Yeah.
But so a part of me was like, Joe, you running for mayor. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You ain't want to take care of that?
No.
But at the same time, it's just like, well, shit, nigga, I didn't be on the boot list.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Plenty
What
of
they
fucking
thought
time.
was going to be bad actually made him more relatable.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
yeah.
he got tickets just like me.
Yeah,
It's
maybe-
very
He
easy
done
to get
been
on the boot list
yeah,
in Chicago.
he done been you know, pinched by this city just like me. So I felt like that didn't work. That actually hurt them. What they thought they you know, because that came out like, oh yeah, he just like me. Give him a try.
It did make him more relatable.
It made him way more relatable.
Because I know I didn't came
the tickets,
outside.
the boots, the fines, the fees for no reason.
I done came outside on a number of occasions.
Come on.
It's been a while. Thank God for growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I've become more fiscally responsible.
Maturation.
You know what I'm saying? But Joe, I done came outside and seen that yellow shoe.
Ooh, it hurts.
Talking about you about to go somewhere. Got your fit on for the night.
over.
Come outside like, nah, nigga, you ain't going no motherfucking
Nowhere.
way.
Or you done
Worse
been
when your car
somewhere.
ain't there, though.
You said what?
Worse when you come out and your car not even there.
Oh yeah.
Everything got towed. You like, hold on. Did I park over here? And then you walk a couple of blocks. You like, damn, I know. Damn.
Hey Joe, that just
Told my shit.
no, yeah, for real. One time,
That
like
hurts.
I didn't got told, nigga. One time, my shit got.
And you gotta pay them all when you get to them.
Oh yeah. Nah, even but shit, and when you get the boot on, you gotta pay and every fucking thing, Joe. I didn't have to drop like a stack, more than a stack, to get that shit off, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's man. So hopefully Brandon Johnson would do something about that shit,
Right.
Cause you're really like 2 tickets, Joe.
2 tickets.
2 tickets. You know what I'm saying? And you already on there, man. Like
The 6 to 10 miles per hour. Now you getting flicked for a $30 ticket.
speaking of which, I just got one of them
Thirsty.
motherfuckers the other day. I need to.
Thirsty.
Yeah, thirsty as fuck, Joe. You know what
That's
I'm
why
saying?
we have nothing for dispensaries. Y'all got it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, as if y'all don't have enough ways to
Y'all
pinch
got
money out
it.
of us. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all
Like,
got it.
so, but yeah, man. But that's, because I can go on the whole fucking day.
But no, I'm glad that Brandon Johnson win. Hopefully he'll really, you know, be for the cannabis community. He seems super progressive to me.
Yeah, he does. He does. And he seems like he's not a part of that same machine. Like, he a regular guy.
Exactly.
And maybe having a regular
new blood,
person,
man.
you know what I'm saying, that can kind of like, because I mean, Lori Lightfoot, man, God bless her heart, you know, she tried, but
No, fuck her. Since the Anjanette Young, I was done
Nah,
with her.
Lori
completely. Fuck her.
Lightfoot can go to hell. We
Yeah.
good. Anjanette Young, man, stood there
yeah.
naked while the police was going through her crib.
Exactly.
And Lori Lightfoot, you did nothing about it.
Absolutely
so for that,
nothing.
you could go and pack up your shit, and you and that Herman Munster looking woman that you with, y'all going on and enjoy y'all life.
And you know, because because it was kind of like the same thing with Lori Lightfoot. She kind of came like people didn't really know who she was.
No.
She wasn't a part of the machine. Maybe we give Lori a try. You know what I'm saying? And that shit ain't work out at all.
That's what y'all get. All informing
But she
meal
was still
soups.
ex-Copa though, so I mean, she still was.
She was,
She was in the range.
and
She
she was
got
a
some roots.
and she was a prosecutor, wasn't she?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
And it's just like 4 years, Joe. Like, I mean, I understand you people dress how they want to dress, man. But come on, Joe.
Nah,
she could have did better than raggedy ass
It's
motherfucking
cool,
K&G
man.
suits.
She performing meals on. Yes, she did. She performing meals on, baby.
Like, Joe, like, come on, man. Like, off the rack, you couldn't even drop that shit off of the tailor or nothing.
Nothing.
You just pull that shit straight off the rack and put it on. You know what I'm saying?
All these amazing barbers in Chicago, and this how you just gonna do.
Oh, she had to do that shit herself. Either her or her wife, they was doing that shit at home.
Wife, yeah.
Ain't no way in hell she was stepping in the
God.
barber
Let me
shop.
stop. I shouldn't have called her wife Herman Munster, but y'all know how it go.
I mean, you did.
She disrespected Anjanette Young, so she ain't nothing off limits with you, Lori Lightfoot. I'm sorry. It's nothing off limits when you did that lady like that. No. Everything can go. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's funny that y'all brought that up because I actually forgot about that.
Y'all, nah,
yeah,
I did.
We was done fucking with her.
We was done fucking with her. She said that was your chance. That was your chance for black people. That was your chance to stand up to the police. That was your chance to stand up just to everything. That was your moment, and you took that motherfucker and man, get your ass off.
Fumbled the shit out of it.
Fumbled.
Yeah, and it's crazy, like. Because you wonder, because it's hard to stand up against all of that, right? Because the police union already got it out for them.
That's probably the strongest organization in the city.
Yeah. And that's another reason, because I wasn't finna vote for Paul Vallis, because all this nigga was talking about was like unleashing the police.
Oh yeah,
Popo.
Oh yeah.
And
he was going straight Popo.
And whenever people talk about more police,
law and order,
that shit don't never work out well for us.
No,
you know what I'm saying? More of us always end up in jail. So I don't give a fuck. Brandon Johnson was prepared or not. I'm not voting for this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna do it. He ain't finna get my vote. I may not be able to stop him from getting in. But ain't no way in hell.
Ain't nobody finna do that. I know that's right.
Yeah, ain't no way in hell I was about to check that box, yo.
Yeah, and Brandon Johnson, his haircut gonna get better as he goes.
I mean, so I was just about to say, Joe, because like, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna get better.
I mean, I know it's hella barbers on the west side.
Yeah,
hella barbers on the west side.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you gotta come out south, because the best barbers is out south, I'm sure.
Yeah. You know, we'll see how it goes.
But you got the whole city as your playground now,
yeah,
Joe.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You had niggas come straight to City Hall, fade you up.
You gotta do
anytime
that.
you want.
Get that together.
Yeah, because that shit
you cannot have her pass on this shitty city and pass on a shitty haircut to you, bro.
But at least it looked like his suits are a little more like he at least care a little bit about that.
In the right decade.
Yeah. You know
I just want him to show up with like some Maury's on.
She was wearing them motherfuckers.
Imagine we put on the
NBA draft night.
Right.
I just want him to come gated or something now. You know, he's from the west side. I just feel like he gonna have him like a $150 hat.
Yeah, got to put a dive hat on or something. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, if he put a buck, if he did a press conference and the $150 hat on, Joe,
Bob,
he getting my vote from here on out, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody should give him a $150 hat. Okay, I'm sorry.
You should.
I will.
Yeah, next time you see him, just have one on standby.
I will.
So just curious, man, a little background on y'all. So like y'all are married, y'all are a couple. Yep. So how did y'all meet, man? What's the love story? How that go?
I've been a poet, and my husband is a writer as well, and a poet, and we had always known each other from the scene, and but we had always been with somebody else. We never was on that, just knew each other.
Right.
And then it just came a moment where we were both single at the same time, and and I was on I was single. Let me put that out there. I was very single. And
I was single also.
Yeah, I was single. So I was on Facebook complaining about not getting dates and things like that, and just people want to come over and drink and smoke but not really want to do shit. And I put that on Facebook, you know how it go, and everybody was chiming in, and this gentleman was like, "Oh, okay, you want to go to the museum and get some sushi?" And I'm like, here we go with this lame shit, you know what I'm about? Now we gonna go to the museum and get some sushi, all right. Or whatever. So I had inboxed him like, yo, what's up with that?
You
though?
For real? Or something?
Are you for real? Like, is that what you really on? And that's what he was really on.
Obviously, he was really on that.
Slid in there like old Marty Marr. Remember that episode? Marty Marr slid in.
And
Safe nigga slid in that bitch home plate.
true indeed. And the rest is South Side, West Side history, as they say. But yeah.
And it just proved that the South Side and the West Side can coexist together
There
peacefully.
you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
I have outside of once I moved out, I never lived on the West Side, and not because of I didn't want to go back there. And then people always like, "Oh, it was bad for you." No, that's not the reason. It was just you could always get a nicer, more bang for your buck out south. You know what I'm saying? Even if you stayed in the hood,
It was nice.
you go in there, you'd be like, "Damn."
AG, and I've always said this: the West Side looks how the South Side actually is. You know what I'm saying? Because you go out west, it just doesn't look as nice in certain places, and you will think that you're not safe, but you really are.
Very.
And then you be out south, and there's some shit that look nice, and you think that you're safe, and you are actually very much in danger.
I had a condo across the street from Washington Park. My mama was like, "Where?"
Oh, shit.
And
Beirut.
they were cutting our gate on a weekly basis so they could come into there and rob the apartments with no shame.
Yeah.
Cutting the gate on the weekly.
Oh, yeah. Niggas
Every
give no
week.
fuck, Joe.
It was a slick ass.
But they never got to y'all because y'all was on the third floor. They never got to y'all.
Yeah, they ain't want to walk up that many. We ain't trying to carry a TV. Then.
Our neighbor was out of town and they got her, so
Damn.
it was only a matter of time.
Oh, damn.
Y'all said about that bitch just. Yeah, man, but like, but I mean, I love out west. Like we were just talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, back in the days with the circle,
man.
one of my guys got a cigar lounge out there right now. It's a Roasted Leaf. You know what I'm saying? I go out there. I'm not a cigar smoker myself. At least not tobacco cigars.
Indeed.
But I love going out west. You know what I'm saying? I used to venture to MacArthur's back, way back when.
Us being together has definitely taught me about the rich Black history that is on the West Side.
A lot of Black history. Yeah.
When Martin Luther King came to Chicago, Martin Luther King came and went to the West Side. I mean, he did. He walked over at Gage Park, but I'm saying he stayed on the West Side. And I mean, of course, the West Side gave us Chairman Fred Hampton.
I was just about to say,
yeah. Not to be like that, but him being from the West Side has taught me the history of the vice lords. And just how that was really a community group.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Holy City out, you know what I'm saying?
I also learned that they don't call it Holy City because it has a lot of churches.
Oh, no, it's not. It is not. That is not the reason. That is not the reason. That's hollow ground. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But yeah, it's me and him being together. That was one thing that has kind of like been fun with us being together. Is I learned so much about the West Side and having to learn the streets, man, and knowing how to get around. It's been great. So.
Yeah. Them two names throw you off if you from out south. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you better know where you at.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's one thing about us being together that's been fun. Learning that.
Did he convert you to Uncle Remus? Is that have you switched sides when it came?
No, still Harold's. I mean, I don't eat chicken, so
don't really do
we don't eat chicken and stuff. So it's like, we could get the sauce and the fries, but that's about it. Yeah. He did put me on to, of course, I love MacArthur's. I got to get that fish place before it closed. That was really good.
Wallace's
fish, really good before Wallace Fish closed. And it's one more spot. Oh, Scatchels on the West Side where you get your ices and all of that. Cermak and like.
I never had that. I know because everybody out south, you had the gyro cheeseburgers, but out west, that's actually a Vice Lord burger.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that.
Gyro in your chicken sandwich, for those who don't know.
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
Yeah, education.
So yeah, this relationship has definitely been educational.
And I will always say, I still eat chicken sometimes.
Oh, give thanks. Yeah.
And Harold's chicken is still better. But Uncle Remus got the better sauce.
The sauce is
the sauce is good.
That Uncle Remus sauce.
When we did get the sauce, I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
The sauce is different. It's good.
Yeah, man. So here y'all are. How many years y'all been married now?
What, going on 4 years now?
Yeah, it will be 4
4
years.
September 1st.
Yeah, 4 years.
Four kids.
4 children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so y'all just, you know what I'm saying, just
Yeah,
back to
we'll
back
be
to
together.
back.
It'll be 10 years this June. We've been together 10 years.
You say your oldest son is going to be 9?
My oldest son, we're about to be 9 years old.
And how old is your youngest daughter?
She's 2. So our oldest son is Coltrane. He is 9. Our second son, Nas, is 6. Our daughter, Zora, is 3. She'll be 4 in June. 3 going on 4. And then our baby girl, Josephine, turned 2 in December, so she's 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a daughter that's in college
Yes.
also.
Okay.
Victoria, she's shout out to Victoria, SGA vice president at Tuskegee University.
HBCU, that is.
All right. So y'all got
Yeah.
a whole tribe.
Indeed. And something that I've always wanted, so that's crazy, right?
Yeah, nah.
Really manifested, found me somebody that was down for that. So here we are.
Yeah, because that's a big commitment. You know what I'm saying? Because I got one, and I can't even.
Oh yeah, 4.
4 of them, well, shit, 5. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, 4 kids, 9 and under. It's
That's what I'm saying. Like, so that in that age range.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's.
I didn't I'm an only child, so I grew up with people in the house off and on, but I'm saying as far as my mom, like, I'm only child. So I always wanted a big family. So I was down with it. And then we just, decided that 4 was enough, and here we are.
So y'all done now.
Oh, we done.
Oh yeah, we done. Like
Trust
that's not happening. It's been a great run. It's been a great run.
All seeds. What is it? All juice, no seeds.
All juice, no seeds, baby. All juice, no
Got that
seeds,
taken
baby.
care of.
Oh, okay, so you made sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which is better, to all the ladies watching. That's better. Like, if you are about your family planning, that's a way better option for your family.
Much cheaper, much less invasive.
Way less invasive, and you can.
Like, yeah, okay.
And I met a sister who actually had her tubes tied, but had an ectopic pregnancy. The baby started growing in her tubes because it couldn't get farther than that type of vibe. Like, so once that happened, I was like, oh, I'm good. Like, no, I'm good. And so you got to go back in there again? No, I'm good. So.
Yeah, and then to my understanding, a vasectomy can be reversed. Right?
It can be. Yeah.
It can be. Yeah.
But obviously, y'all not on that.
No.
But just for the audience, like,
Yeah,
just in
no.
case you want.
I mean, you can get your
FYI,
tubes untied too if you want, but I'm saying as far as like, not saying foolproof, nothing is foolproof, but it's better, less evasive, like you said, for a guy to go over a woman.
Yeah, it was this dude used to play football for the Jets named Antonio Cromartie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so he had that vasectomy and still had one after that.
Yeah, he had one after that.
But to my understanding, like, you gotta like wait a period because there's still some in there. You gotta empty the clip. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
Yeah, you got
you got bullets in the chamber.
Yeah.
Yes.
About 100 of them.
Right. And he couldn't wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He thought he was good. Got the
No.
vasectomy, standing there with one more.
You got to get it together.
Yeah, you got to make sure all that out of you.
Also,
However you need to do that.
you better get it all out. Also, it's just great family planning. I mean, just for real. Because if you don't want any more children, you should be responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? just take that into heed.
So I want to ask you, because now the world back open, and you've been touring, getting back on your artistry.
Yes.
I've seen. So how is that balancing, being the mother to young children and still trying to go out on the road? I know sometimes I see you even take your kids with you, like you.
Oh yeah, we rotate. Like if we got somewhere we're gonna be for a while, they'll come with us. Like if we're gonna be there for a minute. Yeah. That's one of the benefits of being in the cannabis industry, I guess you can say. It's allowed me to be more flexible with my time and have a little bit, like if I had a square 9 to 5, there's no way. You know what I mean?
Right.
But especially with my artistry, balancing motherhood, artistry, and being an entrepreneur in the cannabis industry can be a little tricky. You get those that are into the judgment zone. They judge. Yeah. Cannabis is still to some a drug. So, you got those that are a little judgy, but then you also have those that realize the anxiety that comes with motherhood, parenting in general. Right. So they understand, like, whereas some women might drink a bottle of wine a night, some women need to roll a joint. And that's what I try to educate people on. Like, let's stop being a little less judgy with the cannabis and a little bit more understanding of the medical, vibe of it all. So that's how I come to the motherhood with the artistry and everything. I try to use my platform to just inform people that it's not something that you should live in shame with. If you want to take an edible because your anxiety is high because you've been dealing with your kids all day, you should do that. If you want to take an edible because you want to feel more romantic with your husband because you've been touched out all day from little kids, you should be able to do that. And that's what I'm trying to make sure I get out to the sisters in the cannabis industry. Like, don't live in shame because you a mama. Don't live in shame because you in the church or whatever. Enjoy your cannabis. Get what you need from it so you can be the best mom you can be, Yeah,
it's kind of wild that still is even a thing.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, given like where we are now, and I want to feel like, it was 2012 when they first legalized it, and was it Colorado?
Colorado
and Washington. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in 2012, right? So here we are 11 years later, and how many states? I think whereas at least, and don't quote me on this because I could be wrong, but at least where they have medical cannabis, I'm pretty sure there are probably more states now that at least have medical cannabis legal that don't have any sort of legal cannabis.
Yeah.
So like, in this day and age, you got like how many shows, how many movies, you know what I'm saying? Like, where like, it's really become normalized to an extent.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you still have these people that look at it like, you know what I'm saying? Like you shooting up heroin or some shit.
Exactly.
It was just so stigmatized in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah.
Fact.
Anybody over 50 is like, ooh, wee.
Right, right. The devil's lettuce and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And that go back to that Billie Holiday. They used a lot of propaganda.
Oh, yeah.
They packed on that propaganda when it came to that. And I'm an 80s baby, so I went through the Reagan and seen how that propaganda can be used.
Fucking war on drugs.
Exactly. So here we are, and it's like that same propaganda is being used in these states and not letting people benefit from cannabis. And that's just... It's one of those things where you understand, like, when people be like, oh, I'm moving. And you're like, why? I got to move to Colorado because my daughter has autism and the laws in this state aren't benefiting me. So I have to move my whole family for something that, so it's, or they will let me give it to her, but they want to come and drop my husband, turn it into this whole feds and, whole
very invasive process.
Yeah, where it's like, wow. This is just something that people are doing for the betterment, life quality. Quality of life means something when it's, it don't mean nothing unless it's beneficial to y'all. But when it's quality of life for me, then I got to go through all these hoops. So shout out Denver, though. Denver with it. Denver did it the right way, and that's why Denver is winning. They're building a whole industry around cannabis. Yeah. We frequent Denver during lockdown. We went there a couple times, and you just saw how progressive they were, and you're like, wow. Not that California dropped the ball. California is huge,
Right.
So that's why I feel like it was too much. It was a lot, but Denver's smaller, Colorado's smaller, so they did it the right way. They're progressive. You go out there and you see how they just came up. The train system, the airport, all the money. You see where the money going. They putting the money back. It's there.
Quick sidebar. Talk about being high flying into Denver. That motherfucking horse at that airport.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about.
When you fly into that shit at night with them red fucking eyes. First time I flew into Denver airport, nigga.
The Bronco, I got you.
The Bronco is nighttime.
Yeah.
And it's this big ass horse with these red eyes. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? And I was high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We
It's
ain't
like,
never seen it at night, but we seen it during the day.
oh no,
especially
it's
on the train.
during the day. It's like, oh, it's nice. During night, it's like a fucking devil. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like what is this?
Yeah, and Denver's chefing too. So many industries they build around that cannabis. They cooking they ass off in Denver, and they got the tech industry booming up there.
Well, that's booming because of the cannabis industry.
Yes,
Yeah.
And a lot of corporations have decided to move there.
Yeah.
So we know what's coming next.
Exactly. Facts. But yeah, that's we have gone to a lot of states, you know, researching.
Yeah.
Just cannabis and black culture in cannabis. And then Denver we found one pure
Is it
Simply Pure,
Simply? No,
something
that's
like that.
juice.
That's juice. Okay, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, some pure.
Pure something in Denver.
Wanda James, I believe. is
Yeah,
her
husband
name.
and wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couple, and just to bring it all back, that was inspiring to us. It can happen. You can do it. You know, here they are, and where they were is a dilapidated part of town, gentrified part of town where they got their dispensary. So it's when we go places and we check them out, it's like we always try to see where we can see ourselves. In Denver, and that dispensary is a place where we saw ourselves.
So would you feel like, in terms of like your travels, what you've seen, like the Denver market was probably like the best that you've seen, or would you feel like there's anywhere else that could like possibly surpass it?
I mean, the Denver market is really good because everything is really efficient. And like she said, in terms of, at least from the outside looking in, they didn't make any crazy laws. And, you know, where you have to go in and you have to stand back, or it's in plastic.
You can't open it. Yeah.
All these weird, just crazy little rules.
Oh yeah, Washington. No.
But Cali got the fire's weed, though.
Oh
They do.
yeah,
Still to
Cali
this
turning
day.
it up. I mean, the 30 on the THCs is nothing. 29s, 28s on the THCs, they turning it up. I mean, when we went to Seattle, and I saw Ugly on that trip too. Shout out Ugg. When we went to Seattle, that was just like I didn't like that at all. I was like the whole it's all in this packaging behind the glass, and you tell them what you want. You can't touch it, can't smell it. And then,
You can't smell it?
no, and they bring it out, and it's in the same packaging. Yeah. And it's like and then the milligrams was like 100 milligram max out
For the edibles.
for the edibles. That's it. Mind you, in California, you getting 1,000
Yeah, that shit crazy.
on the rec side. Could get 2,000 on the med side. They putting you
crazy.
down. Tranquilizers in Cali.
I don't never need that, nigga.
So,
two stacks
yeah,
on
he
the...
ate 800 milligram bar once out by accident. We can talk about that later. But
I'm sure that's an interesting story.
yeah, but Washington State, I just kind of wasn't with it. We didn't really even find a decent dispensary with a person of color. The ones that we did were out in, what's the other side? Tacoma.
Tacoma,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't
Tacoma
find
where all the
one
black
like-
people at.
So maybe next time everybody said we got to go out there. Oregon though, great smoking.
Yeah.
Oregon is smoking, and also Portland, Oregon. They're building their industry around cannabis with the culinary, and also they got their tech pocket too coming up with that
Yeah.
too. So we'll see what Illinois do.
The tech pockets are popping up in those states that are kind of like West Coast adjacent, because like the cost of living in
It's
California
high as hell.
is so
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
So a lot of those places, like, because one of my favorite cities is San Francisco. One of my favorite dispensaries is like every time I'm in San Francisco, it's a spot called Barbary Coast. I go to really, really, really nice dispensary. You go in there, man. It's like the way it looks. It's got like this real. It looked like they made like a bar.
Okay.
It's got like a real like dark like cherry wood.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying? And on one side is where like, you got all your bud tenders. You go there, you can talk to them, and they obviously you can smell it. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't touch it, but no, you can touch it. They just don't want you to crack it open. You know what I'm saying? And then on the other side, if you want to chill and smoke, they got a whole little lounge area for you where they got
consumption lounge.
Yeah, like some
Nice.
real nice chairs, flat screen TVs all over the place, man. Every time I'm in San Fran, man, I definitely make sure I stop by there. But I just gotta go past all the crazy homeless people on the way.
Oh
Yeah.
Man, G.
Before we forget and go any further, let's give you that little goodie bag we got.
man.
Yes,
These motherfuckers
yes.
You know,
Yeah, so on 420 we are hosting an event, a cannabis event. It's our third year doing it. It is our Strangfruit pop-up. It's our Strangefruit pop-up.
This is beautiful.
We have vendors coming, and we also have an incredible lineup of entertainers. Also, it's catered to the sophisticated smoker, as it says right here on the jacket. It's catered to the sophisticated smoker. So if you are someone that is looking for something to do on 420 where you want to feel comfortable, safe, and get you some of the best premier cannabis strains that are floating around right now, I mean, you can't beat it. It's also going to have like Big Keith hosting. The Junius Paul Quartet is performing.
Nice.
I'm performing with my band. We got a guest spot from Chevy Debbie. We also have a burlesque, glow-in-the-dark burlesque dancer, Kitty O'Shea Butter, the magician. What's his name? What's the magician's name?
Dr. Husey is gonna.
Dr. Husey.
Y'all got the magician?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
He's gonna be. He used to be with the Universal.
Yeah,
Circus.
he used to be with the Universal Circus.
Okay,
so he's like a hypnotist, magician cat. So
we thought it'd be cool at the beginning. Good thing to do when you're rolling up and smoking shit. See a little fucking magic.
When the last time you watched the magic show high?
Nigga. I can honestly say that I don't think that's something. Well, I'm pretty sure it's happened in one way.
I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure somewhere I high and bumped into a nigga doing magic.
A black magician.
But not with like go somewhere with specifically like they have a fucking magician.
Oh yeah, facts. We got DJ Debo on the ones and twos, and also it's an opportunity for other people to see other people in the industry. So, we have vendors that have all the edibles, the CBD, the hemp, the crystals,
various things besides cannabis. Also, that people are going to be vending. Of course, we're going to have that fire.
Jewelry.
We got a couple of other vendors who going, we kind of cater to, the over 35 demographic. So we got the Zaz, but they ain't really our thing. But we're going to have one of the homies in there who going to have all of the Zaz.
We got all the Zaz, all the Zaza your heart desires.
Shout out. So
yeah.
So it'll be a dope event, man.
So you talking about the over 35? That's that shit gonna end early, huh? Because niggas gotta go to work.
It's 3 to 8, man.
3 to 8.
Yeah, it's 3 to 8. On some real shit. Real smokers take that day off work. Like real smokers don't do. They already know what time it is. So 420 definitely 3 to 8. We're gonna have a nice 420 toast. We're doing a blunt rolling contest.
A blunt rolling contest.
Yeah, who can roll it the quickest? Who can roll it the neatest and the fattest? Okay. And then we're doing a joint rolling contest. Then we also do the
we got raffles and giveaways.
Yeah.
Giving away a ton of shit. Raffle off some
edible, all types of edible vendors will be in there. We also
vaporizers. We got all types of shit that we done bought just to raffle off.
Well, goddamn, this sounds like
we got the gravity bomb. We gonna have that in our pop-up store.
Yeah, the gravity bomb popping.
We got the
student glass.
The smoke blower. I don't even know if you've seen that yet.
Yeah, I've seen that.
We got that. We got all types of little toys. It's gonna be a super groovy event.
Okay.
And it's an opportunity for you to fellowship at a 420 event with your people. Like that's why we like really do it and cater, so people will see like we is all in the game. Like don't think that we ain't in the game. We is in the game. We is representing.
That's beautiful, man. It sounds like it's gonna be pretty fucking outstanding.
Indeed, this is our third year doing it. Each year just gets better and better, and each year is one of those things where people are just like, how can you top it? And it's like, that's why we came with the magician, the burlesque dancer this year. We got to get these people a show.
Hell yeah.
We got an entire room. This is going to be our pop-up store with
merch,
jackets and
all the merch
hats and T-shirts and sweaters and all types of merch. And again, of course, you're going to be able to get the flower product.
Yeah. The stickiest of the icky, if you will.
Indeed. And the merch is popping too, y'all. The merch is popping.
I mean, because I'll say that jacket hard as fuck.
Hell yeah. Like, and I got a satin version of this for the ladies.
Satin for the lady,
Yes. So, yeah, definitely grab some merch. And or even if, on 420, if y'all want to follow like the Instagram Strangefruit_Premium, it has like all the info and the links and all of that. And our website, what's the website, babe?
Yeah, on Instagram, Strangefruit_Premium_. You can also purchase tickets on our website, www.strangefruitpremium.com. You can find us on the Eventbrite. If you Google 420 Event Chicago, we are at the top, so it's not hard
Number
to
one.
find us.
Okay.
Number
and to
one.
find this event.
Yeah, and again, get your tickets because we like 2 weeks out and it's popping.
It's
So,
popping, yep.
you know, once we get done doing our press run, hopefully we'll be
It's
good.
our first stop right here.
This is our first stop.
Oh,
We
well,
came
I
through the
feel
podcast.
privileged in the motherfucker.
Indeed, brother. We was like,
did.
oh, we got to get it popping. And we know you're a cannabis connoisseur yourself. So.
You know, I dabble. I dabble a
Indeed.
little bit. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, because this is, you said this is
That's the Obama runs.
Obama runs?
Yes, Obama runs.
They came.
Flame that up.
See, this is. I'm talking about, like, you know, you had guests coming through, you know, and I appreciate everybody that's taking the time to, you know, to bless my platform and can chop it up with a brother. But when you bring me weed, nigga, you got a special place in my heart.
Hey, man, weed brings friends together.
for real,
like, for
man.
real. Weed really is
A
communal.
friend with weed is a friend indeed.
Indeed. A
Weed
friend
is
with
communal,
weed.
and you'll see at
Weed
the
is
event.
communal. Indeed.
It's people from all different backgrounds that are just coming together for 420 to celebrate,
Yes.
you know?
And I feel like everybody smokes, yo. In one way or another, even if you don't smoke weed,
Yeah.
you do edibles one way
Yeah.
or another. Like, it's definitely, if not as common, more common than people drinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know a lot of people that don't drink alcohol that still smoke.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like I know more people that smoke but don't drink than I know people that drink but don't smoke.
Oh, definitely.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Most definitely.
I can fast from drinking and still, you know, gonna blaze me one.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yeah.
I do it all the time, especially now, you know, liquor make you fat, Joe.
Yes.
Yes, liquor
Calories
has
put
a
down.
lot of calories.
Yeah.
I mean, you could smoke and have the munchies and then, you know, decide what you're going to get into after that. But
You have options. You can do some fruit, even though that's never really how it works out.
No.
You know what I'm
No.
saying? Yeah.
But
listen.
still, though,
You
the
can try.
liquor, you drink a pint or something and then you got your little chaser, that's 1,500 calories. You do that 2-3 times a
Yeah.
week, that's 4 additional meals you've eaten, basically.
yes.
Joe, I gained 30 pounds during the pandemic, nigga.
Wow.
Damn.
Eating, fucking drinking whiskey and lemonade every motherfucking day. Legit every day, nigga. And it didn't stop. See, that was the thing. Like, once outside went back up, once you form them habits, nigga, I drank that shit every day for 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So definitely put a little weight on the brother. But yeah, man, definitely sounds like an awesome event. I definitely got to check that shit out.
Check
You know
that
what I'm
for me.
saying?
Check that for us. Let's see. Let's get one of those flyers and show the people.
The
got some
event
flyers in
is
there,
something
some
that
slaps for
is
you.
there you go.
Oh, yeah.
The event is something that definitely, if you're you know, for all
Y'all can
the
see,
ladies
I'ma
and the
put that
women
up.
out there.
I'm going to put an image of this
Okay.
up on the
For
joint.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to see. But we got some motherfucking...
Yes, the goodies. Yes, any ladies that want to come. Because I know a lot of times sisters be like a little hesitant of like where they get their
bring it
trees
up.
from. Because it'd be like a dangerous
Right.
thing. It'd be like a, you know, am I going to be good thing. If you're a sister and you're looking for like a consistent place where you can get your trees, please come to 420 and meet a bunch of vendors with safe products
Yep.
and are very knowledgeable about cannabis. This is where you want to come, especially if you're not from Chicago. This is a great event to come to.
Oh, that was just a little nerve.
Yeah, I see.
For you.
This is 600 milligrams.
Ooh wee!
Yeah, I'm going to have to just take little nibbles of that shit. I feel like everybody has you took too much on the edible side story.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that because that is something that our company does. We what do you say? We distribute other Black women's cannabis
Yeah,
products.
who make
Okay.
products, yeah.
Yes. So we have different vendors that we use all the time for our store. So the sister that we get the lemonade from, she has her own business. The sister that we get the pickles and the
Would you like to hit it, brother?
the pickles and the no, that's you.
Popcorn.
Taste
That's
it,
all
taste
you, brother.
it.
That's
Blow
all
it
you.
out your nose and taste it. The sister we get the pickles and the popcorn from, she has her own business. And the sister that we get the infused like coconut oil, shea butter, KY jelly, she has her own business too. So we use all of their products and just trying to push it out, just knowing the strength in numbers. So it's like it's like Mary Kay to me.
So how do you feel in terms of like collaboration within this space, within the cannabis community? Because I know it's kind of tight knit amongst the black people, from what I've seen, the people but y'all being actually in the industry for real. Like, do you feel like there's a cooperative spirit?
I think, especially in the underground, there's definitely a cooperative spirit. There are, I was turned on to. And that was actually one of the events where I overdid it. But I went to one of my, it was an event hosted by High Society, Kiana Hughes, who's now the executive director of Chicago Normal. And she, before she was that, and she probably had some type of educational position, but she used to do her events. And that's when I was first introduced to like an underground cannabis event. Where I went, they were serving edible food, people were smoking, but they was like on some grown shit, and the DJ was playing, and kind of like how we chilling in here, and but also talking about everything, but also talking about how to break into the industry. And I was like, oh shit, people do stuff like this, and now because we've been doing it, we're privy to it. But there's a lot of underground cannabis events going on, different age levels. People of all different backgrounds collaborating. And maybe there is some all something events, white, all black cannabis events. I ain't never been to one.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been to ones hosted by white folks, and it's been mixed. I've been to them hosted by Latino people, mixed. Hosted by black folks, mixed crowd, people from all different backgrounds.
It brings us all together.
It does.
And because we all see, first off, the benefits of cannabis.
Right.
We all benefit from it. And on the backside of it, we all see how we've been wronged by it, how the process to get, legalization, all of that. So we're all in it together, knowing the strength, and back to that, that's why it's strength in numbers. So, and our 420 event, even though, it's Strangefruit, it definitely is something that people come for that. People come because they know that they are supporting black people in the cannabis game. So that's another reason why they come. They come for that. Because, if you go to them dispensaries, who you supporting. So.
Oh, yeah, you already know.
So
ain't nobody look like you.
No, so you got to put effort the other way.
Yeah.
So.
That's dope, man. Well, it's good to see, like y'all, because y'all have been in it for a minute. I've seen y'all like steadily growing. You know what I'm saying? Because I've definitely been to events where y'all have been at.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A couple of times. And
we had to shop up?
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Because
cool.
it was actually, you know what? I think the last one I saw you, because I don't get out to too many of them. The last one I saw y'all at, we brought up John Day earlier. They had the joint over at Ozone Cottage. When they had the verses with the Locks and Dipset.
That was dope.
Yeah.
We was there. We had the store there that night.
Yeah. I shot with y'all that day.
That was dope.
Yeah. Damn, you did.
Yeah.
And that was one of the times when we was getting the mobile butts and then rolling, and people was like, "Yo, like it's legit."
Oh yeah. No, y'all definitely provided a part of the soundtrack for my night. You know what I'm saying? And that was honestly one of my greatest. I had such a good time. Partially, the vibe, the energy was great. Everything was great. Yeah, everything was great. The weather was great. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it was also like, for some reason, everybody just assumed the Dipset was about to like obliterate the Locks.
Yes.
And it ended up being the other way around.
All the way.
You can go back on one of my posts when I'm telling John Day before. She told my Dipset all day, "Are you crazy? Locks are about to destroy these boys." And she was like, "Yeah, I don't even want to hear it. I tried to tell you."
Because it just first off, you know what I'm saying? Because people saw a different version of the Locks. Like, but if you a real hip hop head, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was doing all that mixtape shit, all that shit. There was all them High 97 Funk Master Flex, motherfucking freestyles and shit. Like, all that shit with people talking about they never heard before. Like, nigga, I heard everything.
Everything.
I heard all that shit
Every
before.
song they sing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And to bring it back, man, that's some weed smoker anthem.
Oh, I Get High.
I Get High,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
That's an
yeah.
anthem for the cannabis community.
Definitely
so
a 420.
Definitely.
that's gonna go up. You know, that's on the 420. Everybody 420 list right there. They playlist.
Right. So it's crazy, like, because I remember a time where, like, people, unless you smoked, if you didn't smoke, the day 420 meant absolutely nothing to you.
Yeah.
Like, nobody really knew, like,
Yeah, it was-
420
yeah, it
was
was
a
the
thing.
underground.
So now this shit, like, I mean, I'm surprised they don't have, like, fucking cars for this shit. You know what I'm saying?
True.
At Target, nigga.
True.
You know what I mean?
It's coming.
It's become more and more commercialized. So, you know, I just want y'all opinion. Do y'all feel like that's more of a good thing, or do you see it kind of like at some point maybe hurting the cannabis community as a whole?
Well, not to get too deep, but we know we live in a capitalistic society.
Yes,
do.
very
And
much
there's
so.
always a line. There's going to be a line in the future that it does become too commercial, and us old heads gonna be like, man, we remember back when 420 was niggas gonna be giving niggas a half day off for that day.
Right, yeah.
You know, and they're gonna be having cards in Walmart, like you say.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. You know, I mean, let it become popular, right?
I'm with it.
I'm a connoisseur, so of course I want it to be as big as it can be.
I'm with it. The green revolution. I'm with it.
Right.
You think about like just cannabis in pop culture, the How High, the Cheech and Chong,
Right.
Snoop Dogg,
the
Bob
Snoop
Marley.
Dogg. You know, it's gonna become more and more, like we say, acceptable, tolerated, welcomed. I just want it to happen and make sure that it's not forgotten about, that, you know, somebody like Billie Holiday ultimately gave her life for it.
Yeah.
So
So that's a really good point. Not only that, well, let's just not forget about what happened, period, with the war on drugs.
Yeah.
When it because that's when it goes too far, when everything is a 420 and a celebration, and we forget about that people did years for joints.
Lost their lives behind this shit.
Railroaded. Railroaded.
Yeah.
Taking scholarships taken away. You
Had
know,
their whole lives ruined.
Yeah,
Ineligible for financial aid.
Yeah, ineligible for financial. And then that's what we always like, we're going to have a good time at 420, but we are educating people. It is going to be an opportunity to learn about the business, why we named it the business. You're going to see how we pay homage to our ancestors. It's going to be other people there that are part of the cannabis industry that, you know, are going to be able to just inform you. If you want to be a part of Chicago Normal, if you want to, you know, learn about, you know, getting your own dispensary, and just to get in tune in that vein. Like, we're going to smoke out and have a great time.
Right.
But it's a great networking opportunity for everybody, especially people of color, especially black people. It's a great networking opportunity. Again, if you are a sister looking for some trees to buy safely, come to 420. It's going to be nothing but the plug there. You're going to be able to get it all. Your edibles, your flour, and again, a great show.
And a motherfucking magician. Don't forget that.
A magician, man.
A black magician at that.
Yes.
Magician, son.
Yes.
So
420, again, on Eventbrite, as soon as you put in Strangfruit pop up, it come up.
So before we get up out of here, man, I got one last question for y'all. Well, actually, a couple, but
That Obama runs hitting.
right. my voice did just drop.
That
My
Obama
eyes got a
runs
little lower and
hitting.
shit. Yeah, that's why I hit that shit a few times. Like, you know, because this interview will go a whole
need
other
to go this
motherfucking place. Let me just go ahead and sit this down right quick until we get done. Nah, but real shit. So we talking about, like, you know, 420 becoming more commercial, all right? And, you know, obviously there are financial benefits to it. And like you said, with everything, we live in a capitalist society. Anything that more people consume is going to become commercialized because people are going to see a benefit and make money off of it, right?
Right.
That's what capitalism does. But, you know, it wasn't always this way. And there have been very few figures that have really been able to, like, push the culture forward. So I just want to, like, get y'all opinion, like, where y'all rank these people in terms of what they've done for the culture.
Okay.
Cheech and Chong, Willie Nelson, Meth and Red, Snoop. if you had to rank them, where would you put them?
Snoop is number one.
Snoop is number one.
Gotta be.
Snoop
gotta be
like,
Snoop.
when
Joe.
it comes to progression, as far as Snoop has maintained his authentic self this entire time, and him being his authentic self and an authentic cannabis connoisseur, they know that comes with the dog. Like, he never was like, oh, well, I ain't gonna smoke, or I ain't gonna have my marijuana. So that's one thing about Snoop. I say he has held on to it.
Whenever you see Snoop smoking.
Yeah, you're gonna respect it. I'm not gonna change who I am, and people have respected it to the point where, like you say, Martha's. He all up with Martha
Stewart.
But then also I would say Willie Nelson, also because Willie Nelson did it in a way where those are the people that are out in those mountains growing that shit.
Absolutely.
Like that is their vein. And not to be long, but when you go out there and you see how that's going on, you like, there's no way black people, they would ever let this go on. The reason y'all get to do this is because y'all are white. You all are Caucasian people. There's no way black people could ever be up in there for 3 generations of this going on like that. So I would say Willie Nelson in that first, because he broadcasted it to that vein.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
With Snoop though. Snoop,
No, not fucking with Snoop. I'm just saying as far as
but he's second. You think?
not caring, not being like.
Oh yeah. No, he was unapologetic.
Unapologetic. Yeah.
His use.
And then Cheech and Chong, I would say are. Well, you said Cheech and Chong and somebody else.
Meth and Red.
Yeah, Cheech and Chong and Meth and Red, I would just have them neck and neck together.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's just like not reinvention, but it's just like the same, not the same, but two buddies.
Yeah.
But Cheech and Chong were early with it.
Right.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? In the 70s, where that was all independent film.
Yeah.
All their monies.
Yeah.
And so they got to profit off of that, because people was like, oh no, people gonna go see this weed film.
Oh yeah.
They gonna go support a cannabis film. So hell yeah, but I would add to that list Devin the Dude, because
shout out to Devin the Dude.
That's who's my favorite person when it comes to cannabis. I love Devin the Dude. Any weed song that Devin the Dude has ever wrote, I just have the creativity.
He got a lot of them too.
Yeah,
he got a lot of.
Snoop is probably at this point in time the most famous rapper of all time.
Yeah, I mean, we strictly famous.
Famous, yes.
Fame, indeed.
And
I can't argue against that. I can't. Yeah.
Famous mostly for smoking weed.
Yeah.
I put Cheech and Chong second because I feel like you say, that subculture and those cult movies
Cult.
really kind of brought like that culture to the mainstream.
Yes.
Without Cheech and Chong, there's no Half Baked.
There's none.
There's no How High.
None of it.
Exactly.
There's no How High.
There's no Meth and Red.
There's
Right,
no
exactly.
Meth and Red.
Facts,
No.
facts, yeah.
And again, independent money in those films, because they knew the cannabis industry was gonna come. The cannabis had a vein, a following.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
they
mean,
made
And
their
it's
money
different.
back.
It's different, and I think that speaks to the culture surrounding weed, because like, I mean, you ain't finna make no movies about doing coke like that.
No.
It's gonna be a completely different fucking movie. It's like a lot of shit. Like, people are gonna die.
Not gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Not gonna be.
Right.
There's
some
no
wild
funny
shit.
in it.
Yeah. You
Where's
know what I'm
the
saying?
funny?
Whereas it's
There's
like,
none.
you got a movie all about just smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be some funny shit happening.
shit.
Yeah, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, you got people like Seth Rogen and James Franco was what was that? Pineapple Express.
Yes.
Classic fucking movie.
classic movie.
Good. And Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, like
classic.
Friday. The character in that was that was like a weed.
Smokey.
Yeah, Smokey. I like, one thing about black people is we are going to use the reference of all of these films for the rest of our lives. Like, that's how much of a weed culture it is.
Yeah.
That like, Cat Williams, that big Cat Williams did a long time ago. People still use that when it comes to weed.
So I can understand. So you would put Cheech and Chong second.
Yeah. I'm gonna nominate Bob Marley to throw him.
Bob,
you're right, because he up there. Because there's a lot of people you can mention. You can mention like Currency, Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa,
You know what I'm saying?
Wiz Khalifa definitely.
Yeah, like-
and I like Wiz Khalifa because he also is an advocate for tobacco free.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that his generation and that class they are more accepting to it. Where we came up Philly blunt, we was blunted out, white out. So I like that he took that way with the raw, with the bong. He's he's another big student glass guy.
Okay.
So I like that definitely about Wiz. Bring on the tobacco free.
I feel like with Bob Marley, because so all those people we were talking about, really push cannabis use is kind of like a part of their thing. Well, I don't really necessarily Bob Marley. I feel like people that smoke weed just adopted Bob Marley. Like he just became kind of not to say obviously Bob Marley was big on that smoke. He was big on that smoke. I'm not saying that at all. Yeah, he was absolutely. But that was just what Bob Marley did. But most of his his message, most of his content was about it was more
love,
revolutionary love
peace,
and
freedom.
Freedom.
Interview
Freedom.
by him.
Yeah.
Necessarily talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
So but in terms of advancement of the culture, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you do have to.
And he enlightened people to the spiritual realm
Absolutely.
of cannabis.
Absolutely,
I'm using it, but I use it so I can create. It's one of those.
So when you talk about in that aspect, he's Michael Jordan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He
Facts.
is that's when we talk about really
Yeah.
talking about that side of it and bringing that part to the mainstream.
He brought that it's not just about getting smoked out. If I didn't smoke out, I wouldn't be able to create and give you this goodness like this. So
you know what I'm saying? Travel to that other dimension.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
All day.
Yeah.
Shout out people that smoke good weed and use it for a purpose. You know what I mean? Like you ever see somebody be like, no, I'm waiting right now. Then they hit the weed and go paint their ceiling or some shit. You be like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You're using it for that. I get it. You know, everybody don't abuse it. And that's one of the things people think that everybody just use weed just to get high. No, people actually use it for creative reasons. They use it to feel better. It's not just a escape as people think.
Yeah. And it's the same way with people now more so getting into mushrooms, more psychedelics.
Facts.
And I wasn't I didn't, and not to go off too far into that, but Joe, I recently started taking mushrooms on not a whole lot. Yeah, not a whole lot on occasion. You know what I'm saying? But I've had some pretty good experiences. You know what I'm saying? In terms of I understand why people do it.
Right.
Now I don't want to go too far. Because when it's funny, you was talking about when he was here, he was trying to get me because he was tripping, he was big tripping. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ready to start with the big dogs just yet, Joe. You know what I'm saying? I got to stay with the puppies right now.
Facts.
But the times I have done it, man, it's just towards it was almost like taking a happy pill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real, just all my senses are heightened and shit. I feel when Peter Parker first got bit by the spider and shit started. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay.
And I feel like it's states that are being very progressive with shrooms.
Absolutely.
With mushrooms. Of course, more on the West, but I feel it's benefits there. And again, it's something that's natural. It's not anything that has been manufactured or altered. It's something that's natural. And the things that are natural, living in a capitalistic society, they have to figure out how they get theirs first.
They got to figure out how to monetize it.
Yeah, and I wonder, hopefully, with it, because we live in a capitalist society, a lot of that lends itself to mass production and the quality of things going down.
Oh, yeah. That's why people complain about dispensary herb, and it's because that was made with the machine.
The machines are cutting it.
Yeah, machines are checking the temperature. That's not nobody in the garden playing
actually tending
Bob
to
Marley and
exactly that energy that you and they don't understand it. They don't understand that. There's you took the word right out of my mouth. There's no love in that process.
None
it's
of
just
it.
it's just manufacturing. When people are actually growing that shit, tending to it, that energy that they have,
it's in the plant.
Exactly. It's reciprocating.
It's in the plant.
Yeah. So,
and when you flame that up, that comes into you.
Yeah.
So if you're getting that from this big silver machine that It's gonna beep if the soil gets too wet or whatever. It's not like anything else to it.
Yeah.
You're intaking that, you're ingesting that, and to go back to like the Bob Marley vibe, in a spiritual, breaking down the weed, rolling it up. That's all a ritual and all the, you know what I'm saying. So why would you want to do that with something that ain't been manufactured? There ain't no love in it at all.
I wouldn't want to do that shit.
Don't you taste the love in that Obama
I do. Yeah, it was so much love. I feel the love. You know? But yeah, man. But this has been a pleasure. Once again, before we get out of here, I would say the date, but it's obviously 4/20. But so just plug the event one more time.
Strangefruit Sophisticated Smoker pop-up 4/20. It is going to be live music, incredible vendors, and an opportunity to network with just a bunch of other cannabis connoisseurs.
Plenty of weed. Food is included in the price of ticket. Your ticket purchase.
Oh, there's food too,
a
man.
cash bar. I mean, what? Boy, you can't have a 5-hour stoner event without no. Nothing
Yeah,
to
gotta
munch
have
on.
something to eat, and also it's a time where you could come and get the merch if you would like to get any of the merch exclusively before it goes, you know. And also you get to see Black people getting their cannabis business on, their entrepreneurial spirit on. Chicago already entrepreneurs, you know what I mean? Entrepreneurial spirit is here. So
absolutely.
Now that you take that entrepreneurial spirit to cannabis, you get to just see it. Grown folks too, sophisticated smoker, grown folks, you know, an opportunity to consume publicly and have a great time.
And privately also.
Privately,
it is a private
yes.
event. So you will not know the address until, roughly a day before the event. So we want.
And you have to buy your ticket to get it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have to buy it. Only ticket holders will get the address. So www.strangefruitpremium.com. Our Instagram is strangefruit_premium_.
Get your motherfucking tickets.
Get your
motherfucking tickets. I'm performing live with my band. It's gonna crack. And like I say, man, you're going to be able to get some of the best strains, the finest of the finest strains. That Zaza, that Kill Bill, that Ooh Wee.
Hey, niggas got so many names for weed.
Facts.
You just write, and the thing is, nigga, you know the context, nigga. Everybody know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm going to say this and we can go. The one time we went to Europe last year. And me and my husband are sitting out on the balcony enjoying a joint after hanging out. And, he went to take a nap, so I'm just still there hitting it. And I hear somebody say, hello, hello. And I look over, and it's this Italian man in his skippies. And he puts his hands to his fingers, and he goes like, hey. So I go ask my husband, baby, I think he wants some weed. Can I give him some weed? I don't know. I don't want to go to jail overseas. What's going on? And he like, no, go ahead. Give it to him. So I, bundle it all up. I'm like, hey, I'm going to throw this to you now. If you don't catch it, hey, that's on you. So I threw it to him. He caught it. He was so happy.
That's not what happened. You came and get me because you were scared.
Yeah, you did it. I'm sorry, baby.
I threw it.
You threw it.
Tell the fucking story how it's supposed to be told.
And then he goes, hold on. And he goes in his house and gets us like 2 Italian ice cream sandwiches. And he throws them up like, oh, for you. He like, grazie, thank you. But I'm just saying, a friend with weed, man, it's a friend indeed. All over the world.
How was them sandwiches?
Delicious.
Oh, yeah. And he ain't never smoked no weed like that.
Oh, he ain't never smoked no weed like that. We bust his head. We know we bust his head. He definitely, but the ice cream sandwiches were so good, but.
That's beautiful, man. That's wonderful.
Strange fruit all over the world.
Yeah, man. It's universal.
Universal.
Everybody, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I always say, like, they talk about the burning bush. I mean, what do you really think that was?
Come on.
Exactly.
Facts.
I don't know whether the bush you burning.
Hey.
But yeah, man, it's been beautiful.
It's been a pleasure, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Real good seeing you.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Congratulations on your podcast.
Thank you.
And all your endeavors. Super dope.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all coming on, blessing my platform. Once again, to everybody else, y'all view my shit. There's so much other content out here, man, that y'all can view, man. It's millions of podcasts. So if you ever take the time to view mine, I never want to take that for granted. I just always want to say thank you, show my gratitude. And until next time, peace.
Peace. Strange fruit.